So I think I figured out why most video creators never start using a teleprompter. And it's because, like me, they think that the only way that a teleprompter would work is if you write out an entire script and then read it word for word as the words are scrolling on your screen, kind of like a newscaster.
No. Don't like that.
And when I showed my teleprompter setup, some of you said that would never work for me. I like to wing my videos. I can't just read the words on the screen. I thought the same thing at first, but now that I've been using it, if you record talking head style videos like this one, or you do video podcasts, live streams, Zoom calls, presentations, anything like that, I want to show you how using a teleprompter can save you a boatload of time and level up your on-camera presence, even if you like to wing your videos, especially if you like to wing your videos. So my teleprompter in camera and everything is set up behind me, and this is really a set it and forget it type of a setup. I'm gonna regret taking this apart. I'm gonna have to break this down to show you how to set it back up. I'm kind of dreading doing that, but I'll do it for you because I love you. I want you to be successful. So the reason why I bought this teleprompter to begin with was because I start and stop a lot to the point where it really adds time in recording my videos. Say the wrong thing, or I don't even know if I actually covered everything that I wanted to say. When I said I had to take this apart, like, I have to dismantle my whole desk now. Oftentimes I'll have sentences where like I want to get the sentence out correctly and concisely, and it's hard to memorize, you know, multiple sentences at a time. So not only does it end up taking me more time to shoot my videos, it also takes more time to edit the videos because I have to edit out all the bad parts and put all the good parts together. So this is a teleprompter. This is it right here. What I have is the newer, the 12X. It comes in this handy dandy carrying case. It all lays flat inside of this case. It does come with a remote. The remote can only be used with the newer teleprompter app. And I'll talk about the apps in just a moment because that's not the best teleprompter app out there. So inside of that case, you have the main kind of mount and glass itself. The glass is on a hinge, so you literally just open it up and you're gonna put it at a 45-degree angle away from this like mounting plate. These little things on the side, they just kind of flap around, and these confused me at first until it all goes together, and then it kind of makes sense, but they're also kind of in the way. Now, setting this up is an exercise in patience and tweaking. So this mounting plate will get mounted to your tripod. Now, I have a regular old, like creaky old tripod here. On my desk, I'm using the Elgato Master Mount. I'm using the small Master Mount. That one has like a ball head on it, so I'm using one of these Arca mounts. I have two of these mounts and I'm using both of them. So let's get this onto the tripod itself. Which hole you use is completely dependent on where you want your camera to be sitting. I'm trying to think of the center of gravity as I set this up. I don't want it to be connected to the tripod way back here and have the camera way up here and have it like possibly topple over. So I'm just trying to kind of keep it balanced, and then we'll tweak it from there. And then you have this bracket and the camera gets attached to this. So the mounting plate is connected to the tripod. This is the bracket that your camera will go on and look straight through the glass. So the camera can go on with a quick mount, quick release, but we're not gonna put that on quite yet because we have to put on the hood. And I don't know why putting on the hood was like the most confusing thing. The logo goes at the very top and you're making a shape like this, okay? This is gonna go onto the glass and there's Velcro. My glass is at about a 45-degree angle. You'll still be able to change the angle once this is together, but I'm just gonna Velcro to the top and then bring the sides down. So everything is just Velcroed together here. I'm just gonna fit this down under here. And then we have these zippers. Bottom has little Velcro tabs. This part here, the mount for the camera is basically gonna be sitting inside of this like velvet bag thing. And voila, this is what it looks like. All back together again. So when you have this set up and mounted where you're gonna put it, these little wing-eating things have little holes in here so that you can mount like a microphone or an extra light or something to it. They get in the way, but you can use them if you need them. What you do need is this. This part slides out and this holds your iPad or your tablet to be used as a teleprompter. And when I said this is a game of patience and tweaking, once you get this whole contraption set up, you have to get your angles right, like with where you're sitting and where you're situated with your actual camera itself, because you're gonna have to be able to see what's on the iPad through here and also know that you're looking at the lens. I'm gonna put this back together in the actual spot where it belongs. So as you can see, this is not something you want to set up and take down and have to move around a lot at all. But I do have it set up, and now I'm just gonna tweak it and make sure it looks good. I do have it connected to an outlet using like a dummy battery, an AC adapter, so that's plugged in. And then the micro HDMI gets plugged into my computer through my Elgato Cam Link. So that's how it's connected to my computer, and I can see myself right now. I have you over my shoulder here so you can kind of see what I'm seeing, and we have a little bit more tweaking to do, but I want to show you how this is actually a teleprompter. My iPad is up here. These brackets slide out. You slide your iPad or your Android tablet, whatever you have, you slide that in there, and now I can see through the teleprompter. I can look directly at the lens. I can see the outline of the lens so I know where to look. I can see everything on the screen of the iPad, but I can also look directly at the lens. Now, I mentioned that I still need to tweak a few things because I noticed that the lens of my camera here is picking up just the edge of this bracket. See those two black spots? That's the very top of the bracket, and I don't want it to do that. So I need to bring my camera forward just a little bit. Patience and tweaking. You can tweak the angle of your glass. You're gonna be able to see your whole iPad screen. You're gonna have to take into account that obviously you don't want the glass to be running into the camera itself.
My battery died in the other camera, so let's continue on here. So if you're thinking this is a lot of tweaking for a contraption that I didn't even know I needed just so that I can have some words scroll in front of my lens, I want to show you how this teleprompter setup is actually like an ultimate heads-up display for your camera. So I have the Duet app on my Mac and the Duet Air app on my iPad. So what this allows us to do then is to take any window we want. Like I have my script for this video open up here in Notion with a browser window, and I can drag it up here to my second monitor, which is just my iPad. So now instead of having words scrolling and getting the timing right, I have words on the screen that I can control with my mouse, and I can put anything up there. I can have a Zoom call up there so that I'm looking at you as you're talking to me instead of down here at my monitor while my camera is up there. Put anything you want because it's just a second monitor that when you're looking at it, you're also looking at your camera lens. By the way, if this video has been helpful so far, make sure you give it a big thumbs up and hit subscribe. And if you're looking at using a teleprompter or you're getting a teleprompter set up for yourself because you want to up-level your videos and make more videos and up-level your YouTube channel, my best tip for growing your audience is coming up. So let's finish up this ultimate heads-up display for your camera. One of my favorite things about this Duet app and using this setup like a heads-up display is that the settings button for the app is movable on your screen. Move that settings button to where I can see that it's in the middle of my lens. I know that even if I can't see my camera, which to be honest, when I first set this up, is really weird, staring into a dark void. But with this setup, and I have that like button there, all I have to do is look at that button. Now, if you do really want to use this like a teleprompter with scrolling words, there are some free apps that you can look into. There's the newer app where you can actually use the remote that comes with the teleprompter, but there aren't very many settings for that. And I found that I needed to be able to adjust things a little bit more. The other app that does work really well for scrolling your script is just called Teleprompter. You download it to your iPad, you download it to your computer, pay the fee to sync it up, and then all your scripts will just wirelessly kind of go to your iPad through that app. And there's so many more settings to get everything right for you. More tweaking, but it's good because you have all these different settings. So for example, with this app, you can adjust the margins and the size of your text. You can, of course, control the speed that the words will, flow over your screen. But what I find is for the distance that I am from my camera, I can't have my text going from this side of my iPad to this side, or it's going to look like I'm going back and forth and my eyes are just going to be darting. I want to look at my lens. So with the Teleprompter app, you can adjust those margins so that I literally make my words only as wide as the lens of the camera. But mostly what I have been doing with the teleprompter is just like I showed you. I have my Notion or my Google Doc set up. I throw it up there so that I can see what I'm supposed to be saying. So it's a little bit of a balance of getting used to having words up there that I can read, or at least read enough of the words to keep the train of thought going without having to read it word for word. Which is why I mentioned if you do like to wing your videos and not have a word for word script, but maybe you have an outline or a few thoughts, if you could throw them up on this heads up display for your camera, then you don't have to look down and figure out, did I cover everything? You can just keep riffing. If you like to riff and wing it, riff and wing it, and you can be looking at your camera the whole entire time. I was skeptical at first, but the way that I've been using it basically as a see-through monitor is really cool. And I highly recommend you check it out. Or if you're like one of those people that said, oh, I have one of those, but I never used it, give it a try. See what you think. And hey, if you've been looking to up-level your videos, your live streams with a teleprompter so that you can build a binge-worthy YouTube channel, the best way to do that is by building a library of binge-worthy videos. And I'll queue up that video for you here next because my clients and students have been telling me this method has been blowing up their channels.